Please welcome to the program, Emmanuel Lewis. All right, bud.
How you doing?
Good to see you, man.
Excellent.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Really nice to see you, man.
How are you?
I'm very well. How you been?
I'm doing good.
It's you know, a lot of people don't know this, but the amount of work you're doing up here with the Dreamcatcher Foundation. Talk about that.
Okay, Dreamcatcher Charitable Foundation is a great foundation, and I'm lucky enough to be the chairman of the board. I have no idea how they selected me to want to be a part of it, but I just think that they, see that I do a lot of different, charity work in the States, and I just love, helping and working to make, great situations for people who are less fortunate. And it's a Native Indian organization, First Nations organization.
It's Six Nations, right?
Six Nations Indian reservation. And so we just, do a lot to try and help kids and seniors. And I just think it's great to be able to lend some support and help.
Well, you've been conscious of other people's lives for a long time. I want to play a PSA that you did years ago that was just such an impactful PSA to a lot of people.
Sometimes grown-ups touch kids in ways they don't like.
I was wrestling with my uncle, and it changed. It felt icky.
When touching feels funny, it's hard to know what to do. Say no. Then go and tell.
That is an incredibly important PSA.
Wow. Where did you find that?
We got ways, man.
That is amazing. We did a Webster episode. It was called The Uh-Oh Feeling, and it was all about that. One of our producers was molested as a child, and she wrote this this whole script, and it was emotional for the whole week that we did it, because a lot of people were revealing themselves on the show, and part of our production that had these issues, and we just never know. We're working with these people every day, right. A certain amount of hours a day, and you just don't know. And so that was a very emotional show that we did, and we thought it was very important.
Justin Bieber's mom, Patty, was in this chair. Our interview is going to be coming up shortly. Let me play this. We played that PSA for her.
That public service announcement changed my whole life, and I don't even know if he knew that it had impact on anybody, but after I saw that, that's what gave me the courage to say no to my abusers. Like that PSA, I might be the only person that changed their life, but it just changed my whole world. It gave me the power to say no. It stopped my circumstances, and that's why I wanted to do this.
That's Patty Millett, Justin Bieber's mom, after seeing your PSA.
Ooh. See, you starting too, see? I'm only human here, man.
Listen, I just don't want the camera. God. I don't want the camera on my eyes either.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
But there it is. It's the idea that you're here for others as opposed to just yourself.
There are a lot of issues. Again, we started Webster when I was like 12 years old. And a lot of issues were issues that I had not ever heard of. I hadn't even realized that they were issues. I realized that they might be mixed families, and that's nothing in New York to have mixed families, the melting pot. But to see all the different issues that family go through, my mom was very protective. She didn't allow me to see too much. But in this scenario of doing it through the show, I was able to see it properly. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't like, too harsh for me to witness and understand that there's a right way and a wrong way of how to do life.
Did your mom become your manager?
Yes.
Was she a momager? Like, was she? How was she as a manager?
My mom was my manager by default. I mean, I had an agent, but my mom was a manager more for my protection. She's like, not my son. Right. He is my son before he's an actor, before he is your star, before he is, the money ticket or whatever you want to call it, money tree, whatever you want to call it.
How about this, though?
I love him.
Let me play this clip.
Wow.
Jackson?
That was home footage. That was actually in my house, in my condo. My brother would always take video clips of stuff. And Mike was, you know, he loved, you know, watching us do our different dance segment. We had 2 or 3 different dances that we'd always do, you know, at the house, chilling out.
I just saw Spike Lee's movie Bad 25, the celebration of that album, Bad, and you remember what an amazing performer Michael Jackson was. You were his friend, you were with him a lot, and you know all the controversy that followed him. What was it like watching your friend go through that?
You know, it was, you know, it was horrible, you know what I mean? Because, you know this guy is great. You know he's got a heart of gold. And, you know that he wouldn't do any of those things that people were talking about. Later on, of course, after he died, a few of those people came forward and said, you know, it never happened. We didn't do anything. We was pressured by parents, by this or that, and they needed money real bad, and they figured that was the way to get at him. And there was people out in the press that actually came clean. But it's a little late, you know what I mean? Thanks a lot, you know what I mean? You put them through hell and, you know, and
even in that Martin Bashir documentary, he was pressuring you to try to divulge of anything that happened to you.
Yeah, they're always trying to, you know, put words in my mouth for trying, you know, make crazy stuff happen. You know, we just had the best times. You know, he's always been nothing but a great friend, not just to me, to my whole family. And so we gave Michael some of these clips, and he was borrowing them, but they never made it back to the house. So it's funny to see. And when I saw it came out, and I saw that they were edited perfectly, that's Michael. He's such a perfectionist.
He certainly is, right?
Yeah.
Stick around, more with Emmanuel Lewis right after this.
May I have some more?
There's one wonderful way to warm up a sandwich. Give them the golden goodness and rich warmth of Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup.
They always eat better when you remember the soup.
Emmanuel Lewis. 1980. That's your first one, I think, man. Your first ad.
That was my very, very first commercial.
Yeah.
I had not seen it since it aired back then.
Yeah, 1980.
Wow.
A lot of
man,
time.
what the heck? Where you pulling this stuff from, man?
You should see the clips we're not playing.
Oh, my God. The thing about that particular commercial, when they came, the friend, Rachel Beams, wanted to introduce me into the business. And he says, I want you to go to this interview. And they had me read something about peanut butter. So they gave it to me, and I was always taught to read silently. You know, I had never done an audition before, so I didn't know what to do. Yeah. So I'm reading it, and I'm reading silently, right? It says, would you like to read it? I'm reading it. And she says, could you read it out loud? I go, yeah, but this is talking about peanut butter, and you guys said I was here for Campbell soup. Well, we'd just like to hear you read it. All right. And then I started reading like a smart aleck, right? Because, you know, they're like, you don't think I can read, you know what I mean? So, and after that, they was like, okay, we love it. Stop the interview. We want that kid, and that's how we got that.
I bet you people have underestimated you in the past, but only once, and then it changes when they get to know you, right?
Oh, my God. It's, you know, it's a great challenge, but it's a great victory, so.
Did you ever struggle with the fact that people weren't talking to you like an adult because they think of you as Webster and this little guy?
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but, you know, as a professional in the industry, you know, the decisions that we have to make change that conversation.
And you're always welcome here, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Emmanuel Lewis, everybody. Really a pleasure. Thank you so much. You know, the Dreamcatcher stuff, you can find out more about Dreamcatcher Charitable Foundation by going to dcfund.ca, dcfund.ca, and the Dreamcatcher Charitable.
I got to tell you, we're having a fantastic gala, October 11th.
That's right, at the
Hamilton Center.
So great to see you. Emmanuel Lewis, everybody. We'll be right back. That's amazing. So amazing.